Social networking. Fullerton College students discuss using Facebook in their course. Is this the first college course that has integrated Facebook into the course structure?
This is the first course, personally, that I've seen that has used Facebook. I've got professors who have Facebooks, but they don't utilize it for their classroom, and my instructor really does utilize it and is sure to keep us up to date with what's due, when we're meeting, where we're meeting, and so I found that it's really useful.
How did you feel when your instructor introduced Facebook in this course?
I was not all right with having to add her as a friend.
Okay.
Feels like an invasion of privacy as far as, separating, like, for instance, church and state, my personal life with my school or work life, they're two separate things, or three separate things in that case.
This is the first class that I've taken where a professor, required it, and I felt that I thought it was cool because I thought, maybe it would create this personal relationship between the teacher and I, which is kind of what I strive for in every class, and I believe it did that, and I was pretty excited about it.
How has Facebook been used in your class?
I don't use Facebook as much as I do texting when I'm absent. I actually text Dallas when I'm absent, ask her what we missed, if anything changed in the course schedule, and I keep up with the instructor's posts on Facebook so that I can see, oh, okay, well, she said to bring this, so that had to be done, so I'm going to have to submit that to her, and I know what to bring the next time around.
What have been the outcomes of using Facebook in this course?
Seems like everyone's on Facebook, and it seems more interactive. Because, the teacher has her picture there, so you know it's directly to her. Email, it's just like Yahoo, it's just a bunch of letters, no pictures. So I'm most likely to use Facebook now. Well, one of the benefits was when the teacher said she wasn't going to be able to make it, she posted on Facebook, which was great. So the whole class knew that. No class that day.
Yep, saves time.
That was a very big beneficial.
It saved a lot of time, actually. It saved close to 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
Right, yeah. Some of us drive a long ways to get to school,
I think,
or take the bus or whatever.
One of the other huge benefits was it was very easy to get to know the classmates in the class, which made a quick connection, and you felt very comfortable with asking somebody a question about the class or talking to them personally after class. So that was a nice benefit also.
I definitely think that it creates a community within the class, because I remember one of the kids that's not in the room right now, he just posted oh, I have a question, can someone answer this? And I just remember myself and a couple other students commented on it, and we're helping him out, and our class is really, really small, so community wasn't hard for us to get, but I feel like even in a larger setting that Facebook definitely benefits, is beneficial for forming community in the classroom, which is really important.
Do you think that using Facebook influenced your relationship with your instructor?
It makes her a little more approachable, maybe, just because I don't really know how to explain this. She's kind of a younger teacher, and she's also, her posts kind of have a positive attitude towards them, and so it makes me more likely to be less afraid of her as a teacher, because sometimes instructors can be really, really intensely strict, and you don't want to talk to them.
Does your phone have the Facebook app on it?
On your phone.
Yeah,
Yes.
it came with it.
Yeah,
So
Came
I
with
don't
it.
really have
Okay.
issues.
Okay, so
Posted something 2 hours ago, and I was in the library, and I'm always on Facebook, so I got it immediately, and she reminded us that an assignment was due today, and I just thought that was very helpful, even though I knew we've been informed before. I did think that the fact that there are students like me who go on Facebook all the time, and having the app and always having it open, I think that helps, because I was able to notice immediately, because I don't check my email every 30 minutes, but I check my Facebook.
I think the app is actually necessary for the intention of Facebook as a communication device, because otherwise email is just as simple. If you have to log into something each time, the notifications are what the one huge benefit of it, so you can get a notification if you're not looking for it. Otherwise, just email, it would be just as simple.
right.
How many social networks do you participate in, and which is your primary network?
I have 4 social networks that I'm involved with. I used to be really involved with Twitter because it was just so easy with the app on the phone, but now since I don't have it, I literally haven't touched it in like a year. So my primary one's really Facebook, followed closely by Tumblr, which is more of a blog site than a, hey, I'm eating a sandwich.
Right.
So, but I find Facebook's the most useful, the most helpful, the way to get connected the fastest.
Okay. And Dallas?
I'm on 3, I guess. I have a Facebook, an Instagram, and a Pinterest. But as for like networking and like connecting to people, Facebook is the one I use the most.
Okay. And Mike?
Just Facebook for me.
Okay. Nina?
I guess you could say I'm part of 4. DeviantArt is actually the first one. That's like an art community. And then Facebook, and then Instagram, and then Tumblr.
And your
So-
primary is?
DeviantArt,
Okay.
definitely.
Good.
Just Facebook for me.
Actually, I have 5.
Wow.
MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, those are the ones I use. I'd say Facebook is the one I use the most, followed, I guess, closely by Google+.
What advice do you have for a teacher who might consider using Facebook in his or her class?
Definitely. I think that Facebook for me was a really useful tool, so I would love to see it more in the classroom. However, I do feel that if instructors are planning to use Facebook in the course schedule, they should put that there just in case somebody's not uncomfortable with Facebook use. They can say, oh, well, I can clearly pick another professor for my needs because I'm not comfortable with the social networking sites.
I would recommend Facebook, but just not a requirement, just because, you know, some people don't want to use Facebook. But I'm actually starting to like it, you know, interacting with the teacher a lot more, so I recommend it.
Good.
I would just say that for teachers, when you're blurring the lines of, it's a social media, and you're blurring the lines of professionalism and friendship, you have to be very careful about making sure you still hold your authority position and making sure that you don't blur that line so it seems like a friendship rather than a teacher-student relationship.
Good.
And on the